where can I find another love like yours? Before time began, you called my name and said I'm wonderful. The ends of the earth, all around I could explore. But I'm
a picture to get us to go after it. You get what I'm saying? I believe he shows you millions of people in the stadium, in the Burton Coliseum, to get you to go after the vision that, you see what I'm saying? To get you to go after it. Because if you don't have anything in your vision that makes you go, oh snap.
I'm concerned about getting the word on the inside of you rather than trying to dress you a certain way and you have to be this way. And she's like, if the word is in you, then you're going to do what God wants you to do. Yep. So I appreciate her for that.
Never leave me. You are the living God and you care for me beyond words, and yours for me are beautiful in your eyes. Never leave me.
Type thing. And then number two is we talk about it all the time. I don't consider like balancing nothing, because when you balance them, I mean everything got to be set in equal. Exactly. And something that God showed me was it's kind of like a soundboard. I don't know too many people know about it, but in a soundboard you got, let's say for instance, you got different instruments on it, right? But Lino's guitar may be on one level, my keyboard may be on another level, the drums may be on another level, each tone on the drum may be on another level, the singers may be on another level. And then when you go look at this board, they got these lights flashing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're doing this on there based off the volume or whichever it is. But there's a master volume. And no matter how high or how low you put the master volume, we still blend together. So instead of putting everything at one level, it sounds like this. It sounds like nothing. But once you start distinguish each one in between, you get this nice sweet balance, you know. So that's why I believe that when God showed me that, I shared that with her. She was like, oh, that's good. I was like, instead of balancing it and trying to make everything equal, we want to put them at their levels so that we maintain this nice little constant beautiful sound in our marriage. So for instance, I may have our relationship at 10 notches. I put it's over at 8 notches. She put Rise Up at 7. We put Be Fire Light at 12. You know what I'm saying? But at the end, it's still this beautiful sound. Now, sometimes you may have, too high and the drums too low. So what I got to do is I got to do this. So now I got to find a way where the sound, so that, you get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Yeah. If I put them all at the same thing, that's how I think that's how people get stressed out and told out too, man. They're trying to balance them all together.
That's so good.
Yeah, I'm trying to balance the kids. I'm trying to balance job. I'm trying to balance my marriage. I'm trying to make her happy. I'm trying to take her out to eat. You at work, trying to figure out how you're going to make her happy when you get home. You're not even spending for some work no more because you're trying to balance it, you know what I'm saying? But if I can find a place where I can level them out in certain areas in my life, then I get this beautiful sound, beautiful relationship, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now this ain't stuff, now don't get me wrong, this ain't stuff that I'm just like good at, you know. This is stuff that I got taught, you know, just spending time with, with God, and he revealed it. Like I just got there like 3 days ago when I saw when I saw the question. And I was like, God, I don't see balance. And he was like, I went to go pray about it. That's what I got. He said it's like a soundboard. And ever since I got that, I'm like, man, we're going to practice for the rest of our life on what volume on different things are on, you know?
Yeah, that's so awesome. And I like that. I like how God and the Holy Spirit speaks through so many analogies.
Yes.
Because, I went to school, I graduated, but I didn't pay attention, to be honest with you. But those analogies, man, it's like, man, I can understand this. It makes so much sense. And by the way, I want to commend you on your onomatopoeias. I mean, you're like really good at it. I mean, you did pew with it. You did like
okay.
You doing
I do a lot of those.
Like you are like a pro at that, but that's awesome, man. But no, good nuggets, man. But go ahead, what you got, man.
Okay, what's your opinion on social media and relationships?
That's the question right there. You go first.
You should go first.
You want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it. And I told y'all earlier why. You know, it's kind of like I caught the question. I never was the guy to be public in my relationships. And that's the only reason why, like I told y'all, I put them out there talking about I love you, all these different kind of things. And then 2 years later, you're not even my wife. This is gonna be Krystle, you know. So I was very cautious about people's heart. I was more worried about people than I was about people being with me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I was so concerned about, okay, now what if I get into the relationship and I really didn't hear God and you ain't the one, you know what I'm saying? How we look to the world. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard thing you got to take on. It's a pressure that a female has to take. You know, so I never was that guy to put, you know, relationships. And it's funny because I'm not that guy, and she's 100% that girl. Yeah. So
it's total opposite.
Oh really? Oh okay.
I'm on social media. If you go to my page, like every other picture or video with her and I, and always. Now obviously we
like even like for our ministry right here, like I don't go and like share our videos or anything like that. He'll go on my Facebook page or my Instagram, and he'll go and share it as if I did it, and I'm
Great
like,
idea.
Oh my God! Here we go. I see that coming. Right? How did this get on?
yeah, like what? Like how do I respond to this? Like I don't.
Yeah, so I never was, like I said, I never was a fan, man. And then, like, it's funny because I had to get taught that too. Because I knew I was about to get into a marriage with a girl that loves it. And I don't want to be like, oh, now that you with me, you got to do what I say do. No, we ain't doing that. But, like, to be honest, God, he had to teach me that too. Like, because I'm not that guy. So the way he taught me was, he says, keep all these pictures in your phone. And all the pictures that we took. I said, oh, okay. I didn't know what it meant like a year ago. Like, I didn't know what it meant, you know. But he said, keep all these pictures. You know, I was like, okay, I'm going to keep them all. She ready to post them. She couldn't post them. She got like 300 pictures in her phone of us that I would not let her post.
That's 64 gig.
I just might be more than that.
I got like 4,000 pictures.
So I wouldn't do it. And then close to whenever me and God was just praying about, you know, proposing to her, he was telling me to put a slideshow together. And when he told me to put the slideshow together, I had all those pictures. So that's how those pictures on that slideshow that everybody sees on Facebook end up happening. I ended up keeping them, and the whole time she thought I was deleting them.
Yes, I do.
So she didn't even know I had those pictures. So it ended up making the moment a lot much better, and I wanted the first time that she'd be able to post about us is when we got engaged.
Yeah.
So the first video that we ever got to put on Facebook about us, period, was the engagement. So from there forward, now we you see, now it's cute now. See?
Yeah, it's cute now because it was tough. It was tough in the beginning because, well, okay, all honesty, like how we like came to say, hey, we're gonna be together. It was a miracle for me. Okay, I had been praying. I was like, look, he ain't coming, Lord. I don't know what's going on because I was the one that really liked him. And so, yeah, I really liked him, and I'm just like, okay, we've been friends for so long, Jesus. But anyway, he comes up and he's like, hey, you know, I'm supposed to be with you, you know, long story short. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I gotta tell the world, you know. And he's just like, okay, so number one, I don't like posting pictures. I'm like, you know, because to me, and honestly, like I really wanted to share because it was more of like a testimony to me, you know, like a testimony of God's faithfulness, because I was just like, I'm over this. I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I'm just, all hope is lost. And, you know, he comes right when I feel like all hope is lost. And I'm like, I need to tell the world. Yeah. And so, but I will say, though, God knew exactly what he was doing, because I think with his thoughts and my thoughts about social media, it really balanced it out, because it reminded me that social media does not validate our relationship. It was God. And it also reminded me that you don't absolutely have to put everything out there, you know. So it was teaching me to, you know, build my identity in him, and, you know, just build trust and confidence with him as well. And so it was good that, you know, we didn't post right off. Of course, I was just kind of like, oh my God, you know, this is such a cute picture. We need to post this right now, you know. But I learned to appreciate the moments that we shared. And if we have a picture, like, I just learned to love the picture as it is. And if nobody, you know, nobody liking it, nobody commenting, like, hey, this was our moment, you know. And if we did take a picture, I just send it to him and be like, oh my gosh, it's so cute, you know, because I couldn't do it on social media at the time. But like I said, the Lord was teaching me, you know, hey, respect how he feels and what he thinks. And so I was like, ooh, it messed with my heart a little bit, because I was like, oh man, you know, I was so used to doing that and so used to being on social media. But I have actually calmed down a lot since being with him, but now it feels weird to post because for so long we weren't posting, and so now it's just like, hey, you can shoot them out, you can do whatever you want. And I'm like,
I don't want to do it no more.
Like, okay, well, all the pictures on the slideshow, so that's great. That eliminates some. But we post a little bit, but I'm learning that, I can select what I want to post and what I want to say, and now I can, without just saying like, oh, this is the love of my life, I can share stuff that I've learned in private. And what God has taught us in private, now we can, share it publicly and stuff. So
Okay, do this video with y'all today.
yes, what a big step. Yeah, this is Ryant 2.0.
This is definitely 2.0 right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I heard your prayer, Krystle. So I'm like, you know what? But no, that's awesome. But I want to ask y'all a question, and I'm trying to bring it back. Dog, it was right here too. I don't know. I lost it. But anyhow, if I get to it, I'll come back to it. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the closing question.
Closing question. Oh no, I got my question. There you go.
Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah,
God.
bring it back,
Thank
Lord.
you, God.
Bring back Lord.
We like the night you proposed to Krystle. I don't know if you remember that night. Remember that night, but us or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like you and Monique ran into each other like we were leaving out, so we didn't see the actual proposal. It was that night we was there, but we walked out. How did that? I guess the planning and all that. Like I know you said a slideshow. You said you did it and whatnot. But how did y'all go? Cause I'm sure you had to keep it secret. Tell some of your buddies, hey man, you say Ryan almost what's Ryan last name?
Abel.
Yeah, Ryan almost.
Herbert. Is it Herbert or Abel?
He might
Trust
be.
me, he be getting on us about it anyway. Yeah. He almost gave it away because they bought the balloons for her, and he come running to her table. Man, it must be somebody's birthday today. I said,
Which it was.
And the good thing about it ended up being somebody's birthday. So it was like it was perfect, but not perfect. Like God blocked Ryan for it, my boy.
Yeah.
But
I was like, duh, it's somebody's birthday.
she ran.
Don't say that. I'm like, what?
Big fan.
Big fan, bro. Big fan. He come running through it too. It's supposed to be somebody's birthday. I said, oh, Ryan, you gotta be quiet, boy. No. I got on before the conference, matter of fact. I would have shout out the round on the thing. Anyway. But the planning was, she liked this part. She loved this part, so I gotta tell her. So anyway, like 5 months before we had the conference in January, I was I had made another I want to say a bet, but it was like a agreement with God that if you like a covenant type deal. I said, when you give me the Bergen Coliseum, I'll propose. Probably one of the dumbest things I ever said in my life because you're gonna get you in the Bergen Coliseum, so get ready to propose. You know what I'm saying? So in that process, I was doing my thing as far as getting the proposal ready, as far as going to get the ring. That's another story. I don't talk about it. But getting the ring and doing all these things, and he would not. It's funny because he would not help me out at all with the proposal. It was the craziest thing ever. I'm a faith guy, so I'm like, God, all right, God, you can help me out with the ring, you know what I'm saying? Give me a little break or something. No, bro, he did not answer at all. He did not answer, it was like, he was like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
you got this
brother,
one.
you got
I'm doing the
this one.
burden. You do the proposal.
Wow.
Right? So in this journey, about a week, 2 or 3 weeks before the conference, we'll go outside and I'll walk the parking lot of the Bergen Coliseum. Just kind of like praying, meditating, getting my heart ready to get inside, things like that. And we didn't have no money at the time for it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have none of the money, 3 weeks before. Matter of fact, we ain't had the money on the 3 nights we did it. We ain't gonna talk about that. That's another story too. But anyway, so in that process, she'll come and she can walk with me and pray with me, right? So she's walking around the parking lot praying and things like that. I said, Lord, she got no clue, does she? She has zero clue. She think I'm praying to get in the Bergen Coliseum. Well, actually, I'm praying to get in the Bergen Coliseum, but I'm also praying because I got to get in the Bergen Coliseum to propose to her. She don't know this, you know what I'm saying? So she over there going in. She talking about stopping. She's, praying in front of the Bergen. I said, Lord, she got no clue that she ain't, because we had the money. So we didn't have the money to get in to have it yet, So I'm over here in my head. I'm like, oh, man, Lord, we ain't just got the money. I got to propose to this girl, man. She out here praying for us to get in. Like, man, all right. So anyway, long story short, I ended up getting this slideshow together of all the pictures that I ended up saving. And the plan was actually on the way to the Bergen that night, I was talking to the bass player and I said, this is what I'm going to need you to do because she'll never expect this. He said, what? I need you to stop her because she's supposed to come pray. She's supposed to pray us out because I couldn't think of no other way to get on stage without her thinking something was going on. So I was like, I know what I do. Krystle, you gonna pray at the end. Lord forgive us. I know we kind of like lied, not lied, but we just.
Yeah, because I didn't say.
It wasn't really loud. Be quiet. Anyway, she gets up there, and so the whole idea was to get the bass player to come interrupt her when she prayed. Tell them we got an interruption of the program. Play the video. I come out dressed. Y'all caught me when I was in the dressing mode, so I was getting ready. It's funny that we're doing this right now because they literally was the ones outside. All right, bro, man, we gotta go. I said, yeah, man, I gotta get ready, man, I gotta propose. Oh, you about to propose? Like, it was that funny that they were the ones out there. And I was literally changing with
Algernon.
Algernon was the angel from heaven. I ain't gonna lie, because I had left my watch in my phone. So it's funny because I'm about to tell this story. I guess we can. But anyway, I left my watch in my phone and I wanted to be in at a certain time. Well, I didn't have it. But who outside? What time is it? No, I'm not over 5. I said, my boy, and I'm getting dressed. Look, man, then we get to the door and the doors are locked. All of them. We got locked out tonight. I got locked out the night y'all saw me. So I'm out there just beating. And her, man, I was like, oh my God. And I remember a door we went to that just randomly was open. And it ended up being open again. So that's how I got in.
Like towards the back?
Yeah, right. I'm running around like, I'm literally going around the dome, man. All the way around that joker trying to get in. Going in where the cows come in, you know what I'm saying? But that's, so I ended up playing the video, man. And then after that, I came out at the end of the video. It was the last picture was our friend from Shreveport proposing. So he was on his knee and she was going, well, most people was like, why are they on the video? But she actually took the picture. And I remember her calling me about how excited she was. Oh my God, that's so cute. And all that stuff. Because she's mushy. Anyway, so I put that one as the last picture. And then that's when I came out and did the whole 9 yards, you know. 15 years ago, I heard Krystle with a K. That's one thing that I did. So 15 years ago, God told me my wife would be Krystle with a K. But for 15 years of my life, I ignored it. So every relationship I was with, man, I was like, that's why to this day, like, I actually, like, not regret, but I actually, like, that was one thing that bothered me a lot, that the fact that I actually dated other people when I knew the whole time that Krystle was okay with my wife. You know what I'm saying? So I do, at this moment now in my life, if I had a regret, that's like my only regret. But of course, you know, grace comes with all, so I'm good. But that was my biggest thing, was being able to be in a relationship with with another girl when I knew the whole time, my whole life, that she was gonna be the one. So, and then that's when it ended up. I shared that with her, and she just knew she was on cloud 9 then when I said that.
I couldn't concentrate in class. I was
floating.
I couldn't do
I don't
nothing.
think she passed her test that day.
Communications law. That's the first class I think I went to. Communications law. He talking. I'm like, I'm still like reviewing all of this stuff because it's like I busted Moses thing. I told her that I was gonna keep my beard until I proposed to her. So that's why I ended up cutting it that day. That was my first time cutting it in like months. So because she likes the beard. It's kind of backwards because she likes the beard and I cut it for the proposal. Like it was like what? And I'm just started growing. This is like 4 weeks. Don't judge me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it all came to play, man. It was a process for me because it was not only just a faith move for me, but it was a big step for me relationship-wise. That'd have been the first time that I actually like, and it actually kind of like being almost viral in a sense. I think we ended up with like 2.8K views on it, man. Yeah. It was like right there. She recorded, so when she tagged me, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!" I had so many text messages. And the crazy thing is, he never met another Krystle with a K. That was the funny thing. Like, there's a lot of Krystles out there, but
none with a K.
And I know a few Krystles. I have a cousin, but anyway, she was like, hers is spelled exactly like mine.
The first Krystle with a K I met after we got married was Sunday.
That was my cousin.
That's his cousin. That's her cousin. And I didn't even know her name was Krystle with a K. I just found out what her real name is that day. I said, good Lord Jesus. I said, Lord, I'm glad I found you, girl. Glad I found you.
Every time I hear someone else propose, I want to propose again. Like, dude, I messed up, like, big time. Nah, that's good, though.
That's one reason why I be kind of, like, sketchy about telling the story, man, because I just know people went home with their wives, man. They were like, oh, I know you saw that. Yeah. Why you ain't do it like that, baby?
Every time we hear someone else's proposal story, I just be like,
And I'm usually I'm very creative.
That day.
I dropped the ball that day. But anyhow, let's keep it rolling. Let's go with the last question.
What's the number one thing that you guys love most about each other?
Cool. That wasn't on the list. Number one thing. Come on, I'm ready to hear this one.
Krystle first.
Oh Jesus. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I ain't got no
No. I mean, you're much the great.
I'm done.
Oh, that's a hard question. Number one thing. Okay, I would have to say, and I know this probably sounds super spiritual, but my number one thing that I love about him is that he loves God. Honestly. Now, I did love him when, he was doing his own thing. But I just know that his relationship with God and his heart towards God is so pure that I really don't have anything to worry about. Like, that's what I love. I know for a fact that even if he makes a mistake or if he messes up, I know it's going to be like okay, God, I got to make sure I get back, cool with him first.
Right. Yeah.
So I will say that's what I do love about him. His heart is really big. He loves the word. And I just know that with his relationship with God, like, that's what I love about it most, because sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's convicting. And I'm like, Krystle, get you together, because he's going after it. But I do love that. I like the mushy gushy stuff. He is right. But the holding hands and the let's go do this.
And I'm getting better at that.
Walking, yes, he is good.
Thank you.
Walking in a field of flowers. But that is my number one. That is my number one.
My number one thing. Let me see.
Oh God.
She's fine. No, I'm joking.
Real.
Please don't put that on there recording. Edit that one out, all right? Prime real got to go. Anyway, I think my number one thing is kind of cool that I can put it this way, because it's like a whole bunch of things in one. But my number one thing would be that everything that I ever desired to have as a woman or a girl in my life is all in her. So it's like the number one thing is like a whole bunch of things in a sense, like I always wanted people to come, like I wanted to have that person in the crowd whenever you're speaking, whenever I play baseball. I always wanted, it was all cool, once you get off the field, you had your little group to hang with, you walking out the field. And it's funny because she's never got the chance to do that, but I still play in the summer, and now she gets to do that. So now it's like everything I always wanted, man, as far as a Christian girl or entrepreneur going out their own thing, because I never wanted somebody I never wanted the one to be able to think that they have to stop what they have to do because you're not married with me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the beauty about her is the fact that she's everything that I always asked God for. The one, of course, she's the one, but she's everything that I ever wanted inside one human being. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. Like, I don't know if that's one thing, but I'm kind of like trying to put it all into one.
Makes a lot of sense, man. You got a bunch of brownie points for sure, but you're good.
Take that out too, bro. Thank God it's ending.
Ryan is such a romantic, man. That's awesome.
Easy, bro. Take that out too.
Oh my God.
This was all in parts. Every part I don't want, I'm gonna mess it up. He's so romantic. No, I'm not. Nah, I'm joking, man. I'm getting better though. I'm really getting real better, man. Cause I am not the public affection guy. I am not. Yeah. I like the holding hands or this over here. I'm not that guy, man. You might not even see us.
I wasn't either.
You wasn't either? Oh, man. You might not even see us kiss in public. That's how bad I am.
Everybody's like, why didn't you kiss after the proposal?
Yeah, right.
What? No, that ain't happening.
I'm scared to kiss at the wedding. Yeah, I'll be so nervous there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Lord, work on me, Jesus. I'm ready.
It's hilarious.
I love you.
Oh Lord.
Hey, so before we wrap it up, let people know where they can get B5 Light, how they can stay in contact with you guys. I know I got a lot of speaking engagements as well. Like, how can people stay connected with y'all too?
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, as far as the Be Firelight company gear, it's mostly an online store. So most of our things are on there. So you can visit www.befirelight.co, which is CO. Sometimes, people get that M in there. And so you can shop online, and sometimes most of the time when he speaks, he asks permission for me to bring some of the gear. So some of the stuff is printed, mainly t-shirts and stuff. So when he posts a flyer on his personal page, and he'll say, oh, hey, Be Firelight will be in the building, so that means we'll have some of our stuff. So being connected with him is probably easier through his personal page.
Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram. Probably be the best way right now. 3R production page, the 3RP production page. So that's probably the best way to find me is on Facebook. I mean, I'm doing better at actually posting when I speak, because I wasn't that good at that either, I didn't know, it just wasn't me.
Yeah.
But now I'm getting better at kind of letting people know, okay, I am being in town, for friend purposes, for if they want to go eat and stuff like that. So, yeah, the best way to find me is probably on Facebook, more likely.
Okay, awesome, man.
Or inbox me.
Cool, man. I really, I appreciate you guys, man, so much.
Fun,
Learned so much about you guys. Got challenged for sure, which is awesome. But again, man, thank y'all
Thank you so much.
And it was something that was on my heart that I wanted to say. And again, I forgot. That's when you get old, man. When you get 29.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Way back when.
He said, when you get 29.
But let's end this out, if y'all don't mind. Let's go end it out with a prayer, if you don't mind. All right. Dear God, thank you so much for bringing this fellowship together. Thank you so much for having Ryant and Krystle respond to what it was that we brought to them. God, I hope that someone is blessed by this interview. God, I hope that someone can see something from this and make a change and start to lead their relationship towards you, God. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate you guys.
No doubt. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for having us.